So I feel like over the past few months, God has been not only telling me what to do, but showing me what to do, and it's almost like I've just been refusing to listen. I feel like I've been faced with the same challenges, the same problems again and again and again. And obviously there's a lesson to be learned here, but I just, for some reason, have refused to look at myself in the mirror and realize that, wow, this is what God's trying to show me. I've always struggled with addiction, my addiction to cheap dopamine. I've been addicted to pornography, junk food, social media, just procrastination, you name it. Saying that I'm going to do something and continuously putting it off and nothing ever gets done. I feel like I just have that type of personality. It's almost like this ADHD. Like, trust me, I don't want it. I don't want that to be the way that I live. I don't want that to be the way that I operate. And I know that a lot of young guys struggle with that as well. Even middle-aged men I know struggle with it. So it's something that I've been faced with over the past few years. And I'm at the point now where I'm not only sick of the addiction, but I'm sick of myself. I'm sick of saying that I'll do something and not following through with it. I'm sick of waking up every day saying today's a new day, a fresh start. I'm not going to go back to my old ways. And then I find myself right back where I was in the beginning, doing the very things that are bringing me down. All these addictions have held me hostage for so long. I've been almost enslaved to my desires, and it feels like crap. And what's really motivated me recently is after I've had to watch my dad throw away his entire life, his entire family, his health, his happiness. I've watched my dad throw it all away to drugs, alcohol, sex, just adultery. And guess what? I'm not one to judge because I'm going through my own challenges, but I have seen a man that I've grown up with, my dad, who I've loved very much, just continuously throw his life away and not even try to fix it. And now he's just lost his whole family in the process. So, because I don't think I'll ever see him again. And it's because it's so unhealthy for us to be around him. And it almost makes me feel bad because I look at myself in the mirror and think, man, if I don't fix myself up, that's the path that I'm going to go down as well. So God has recently given me this. God has given me this desire, this want, this passion for helping young men who are struggling with addiction so that they can overcome these challenges early on in life and they don't have to lose their family, lose their happiness, lose their soul in the process. I feel like I've just been given this desire to get up and coach men how to become the best version of themselves, find their purpose, find God in the meantime. And I feel like that's something that I've been called to do. And for a long time, I've just been struggling. Like, where do I start? God, show me how to do this. Show me how to become a coach. What do I need to say? Who do I need to speak to? And every day, God's been showing me the first step. And that first step is looking in the mirror and fixing myself. I have to first be the product. I have to live by example. If I look at Jesus Christ of Nazareth, he didn't just tell us how to live. He showed us how to live. And he is the most influential person in all of human history. He's in all the history books. I mean, whether people hate him or love him, they still celebrate his birthday on Christmas, right? This guy is the most influential character in all of human history. And he didn't just teach by example. He lived by example. He showed us what to do. And I feel like if I also want to become a leader, if I also want to become a great teacher, I have to first be the perfect example. And trust me, I'm far from perfect. I never will be. However, I need to have the discipline in place so that others can look at me and think, wow, that's the guy that I want to learn from. And I feel like God has given me this natural ability to be a leader and to guide men in the right direction, men and women, don't get me wrong. But if I really want to step into the calling that God has for me, then I need to become the man that God's created me to be. I feel like God has a big future for me, but he said, Tommy, you're just not ready for it yet. You are not ready for the calling I have for you because you don't have the skills yet. You don't have the discipline. You don't have what it takes. And I've woken up so many mornings and I've gone to sleep so many nights and just prayed, God, please take these addictions away from me. God, I never want to watch porn again. Just take the desire away from me. Or, God, I don't want to procrastinate. Just help me be focused. I'm saying, like, God, just give me the answers. And he's saying, Tommy, you need to figure out the answers yourself, because you're going to coach other guys how to do the same. And it feels really clear to me. I've realized it recently. So what I'm going to be doing is putting myself through a 30-day physical and mental rehabilitation program from home. I always joked around with myself and said that I'd be better off in jail, because then I wouldn't have access to social media. I wouldn't have access to the internet. I wouldn't have so many distractions. Or maybe I'd be better in rehab instead, right? Maybe a prison cell isn't the best place. But then I thought, you know what? Why don't I just do this from home? Why don't I just completely strip away all the things that are getting me down? Why don't I just completely remove all of my distractions? Why don't I just create a rehab program for myself to follow, where I have no option but to succeed? And the only way that I'm going to do that is by completely getting rid of everything that is pulling me off the path. So phase 1, I'm going to start with a physical and digital, let's say a cleanup, a revamp, a clean out, a digital, what would I even call that? Physical and digital detox. So everything that's in my environment, let's look in my bedroom, for example, everything that's not serving me, old clothes, old shoes, old underwear that I'm not wearing, just things that are lying around my room that I'm not using, anything that doesn't serve a purpose, I need to get rid of it completely. And I'm going to become a complete minimalist for the next 30 days, hopefully for the rest of my life, but it starts just achievable goals for the next month, get rid of everything that's not serving me. So not just in my environment, but on my phone as well, on my laptop, just apps, games, distractions, let's say adult websites that are constantly a distraction, and just I need to censor all explicit content to just completely not be exposed to the things that are pulling me down. I can't just rely on self-control, because I've done that before and I've just failed a million times. Instead of self-control, I need to just completely just reset myself and not have access to it. I feel like that's going to be the easiest win. So that's what I'm going to do there. Phase 2 is going to be fixing up my sleep. I feel like sleep has a huge effect, has a huge impact on everything that we do. If sleep was a drug, it would 100% be banned. I can say that with confidence. I think the side effects of not sleeping are strong enough for it to be banned if it was a drug, right? Because if you don't have a full 8 hours of sleep, you're going to wake up feeling tired, feeling groggy. Your mind is just going to be a mess. You're not going to be able to focus throughout the day. You're going to look bad, feel bad, and operate even worse. So I feel like I've always had such an unorganized sleep schedule. I wouldn't even call it a schedule. I'd just call it scrolling Instagram until I'm too tired to keep my eyes open. Wow, it's just been so bad that I need to get rid of it completely. So I'm going to set myself a bedtime alarm 9 hours before I'm meant to wake up. So if I'm meant to wake up at 6, I need to set my alarm for example, 8 p.m. Or 9 p.m. the previous night. That way I can properly start to wind down, have a nighttime routine, get a full 8 hours sleep, not touch my phone for the last hour and the first hour of the day. I feel like that's what I need to be doing. If I fix my sleep, I feel like that's going to solve a lot of problems with my productivity, my procrastination throughout the day. So that's going to be the second stage. Third stage of this rehab is going to be working from a list, planning everything that I do. No excuses, working from a list every day so I can wake up. I don't care if it's even just get in the shower, get dressed, have breakfast. I need that on my calendar so I know what to do, when to do it, and I know why I'm doing it. So I need to be working from a plan. That's going to be a huge one from me, so I can wake up. I know what time to get up, what time to get in the shower, what time to get changed, what time to start, my meetings for the day, what time to have lunch, what time to go to the gym. I need to be told what to do every single step of the day, not by somebody else, but I need to be told by the best version of myself. What would the best version of Tommy be doing right now? I need to look at my calendar, look at my list of things to do, and I just need to tick them off. And I feel like that's going to build up a whole lot of trust and rapport with myself if I can say that, hey, this is what I'm going to do today. This is the time that I've scheduled myself in to do it, and now I'm getting it done, right? Otherwise, if my day is full of constant tiny defeats, like, oh, I said I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. and I've missed my alarm. I said that I'm going to eat a healthy breakfast, but I got takeaway instead. Or I said that I'm going to go to the gym, but man, I'm too tired. Or I said that I'm going to, have that meeting in the morning, but my room was too messy and I couldn't do it. It's like all of these tiny defeats stack up and they make you feel like Conor McGregor says it. If you say you're going to do something, you need to do it, and you're going to slowly start building trust and rapport with yourself. So working from a list is going to help me do that. Now, another thing that I'm going to be doing is following a strict diet and training program. That is going to be a huge key to success. I feel like if you look good, you feel good, you play good. That's just facts. If you look like crap, right? It doesn't matter if you're making $1 million. If you look like crap, you're fat, you're out of shape, you're slobby, you're going to feel crap by design, and you're going to operate even worse, right? You cannot be successful and be extremely out of shape. I would much rather earn significantly less money, but be 100% in tune with God and 100% in tune with my health. I'd feel like the man. I'd feel the best. But if I was earning all the money in the world, but I didn't speak to my family, I just didn't have a relationship with God, I was out of shape, then man, money is just a number on the screen at the end of the day. So I couldn't care less about it. So the diet, huge part, and a consistent training plan every day. I'm going to have to wake up early every single morning and train if I want to fit it in with my routine. And man, I'm not an early riser, so it's going to force me to go to sleep earlier the night before. It's going to force me to have my perfect downtime, nighttime routine. And it's going to force me to get up, get out of bed, not hit snooze on my alarm anymore. And a good way to keep myself accountable is by training with my younger brother. I think if I tell him the night before we're going to the gym in the morning, I'm not going to let him down. I've let myself down so many times, but if I have somebody else that's counting on me, then that's going to make it easier. So I'm going to train every morning with my brother. We're going to go to the gym at 5:30 a.m. So that's perfect timing. Oof, let's do it. Last but definitely not least, I'd say this is the most important above everything else, is going to be reading my Bible and praying every single day. I need to start every morning by not reaching for my phone, but reaching for the Word of God instead. I need to start my mornings by not talking to the people that I work with, or not talking to my friends online, but talking to God. If I swap the things of this world for the things of God, then I believe that I'm going to be operating on such a high level. I really do believe that if I put God first above everything else, then my life is just going to be perfect, because it's going to be the way He intended it to be. Why would I try and do this by myself when there is an intelligent designer, there is a creator in the heavens who has my life planned out? From before I was born, it was already planned out. Why would I try and do it on my own if God already has a plan for me? So that's just a no-brainer as I'm saying it. I need to be completely in tune with God, reading and praying every single day. That way, when I become a coach, that way when I start teaching men how to become the best version of themselves, give their life to Christ, I know exactly what advice to give them for every situation, because I've been there and I've done it myself, and I've had those same conversations. I've wrestled with God in the same ways. So that's going to be a big one for me, reading and praying every day. Then from there, beginning phase 2, what that's going to look like is, now that I've got a clean slate, a solid foundation to work from, I'm going to need to be setting myself realistic goals, actionable tasks that I can complete every day to achieve those goals. And I need to be documenting my progress, tracking my progress, journaling every single day, and staying consistent with this for as long as I can. So phase 1 will be like stripping everything back and becoming a new person. Phase 1 will be stripping everything back and just having a clean slate to work from. Phase 2 is going to be the rebuild, how to just like recomp myself. So set goals, do the tasks required, track and document my progress, and stay consistent for as long as humanly possible. I believe at the end of this rehab program, I can be a completely new creation. I can be unrecognizable at the end of this. I'm going to look better, I'm going to feel better, and I'm going to play better. Ultimately, I think it will earn me more money. It will have me in tune with God a whole lot more. And I feel like I'm going to be ready to coach other guys how to do the same. The biggest goal is to overcome my addictions, to not be a slave to my desires anymore, and for me to be able to tell myself that I will do something and actually do the steps necessary to achieve it. Big part of the reason I'm doing this is because I've had to watch my dad over the last, let's say, 3 to 5 years, completely throw his life away, throw his health away, throw away everything that he has. I've had to watch him say goodbye to it all because of his addictions to drugs, to alcohol, to sex. I've just had to watch my dad throw away everything, and he's lost his whole family in the process. And honestly, it is really sad to watch. And I have promised myself that I won't be my father's son. I will not follow in his footsteps. I'm going to start by setting the right example. The biggest thing that annoys me, the biggest thing that gets me down is that he never took responsibility. He never took accountability for himself and saying, hey, yep, I'm an addict. I need to stop this. Can someone please help me? He never did it. He didn't show up for himself. He didn't show up for his family, and he lost everything in the process. And it really gets me down. So I'm going to prove it to myself. I'm going to prove it to my family. I'm going to prove it to my younger brother. I'm going to prove it to everybody out there that if you're an addict, if you have got vices, things that are keeping you a slave, certain desires that you just cannot get rid of, if that's you, if you want to make a change, you can. And I'm going to teach people how to do it. What I need to start by doing is a whole lot less talking and a whole lot more doing. So I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to post this, and I'm going to start this channel. I'm going to continue this channel on by posting what I'm doing every single day to optimize my life, whether it's my diet, my training, my sleep, my health, business with God, just becoming overall a better version of myself. Like I said, wiping the slate clean, then rebuilding from the ground up. That's what I'm going to start by doing. Wish me luck. And if you guys want to keep up, then hit subscribe on the channel and watch me turn this thing around. See you guys.